Year 5, welcome to your Monday morning maths lesson. It's Mrs. Lee here. Today we're going to be looking at short multiplication. We're going to be looking at multiplication written methods all week. The Year 5 teachers and I have got together and we've decided we're going to do another week on multiplication and another week on division just before half term. Mainly because we really want you to master these skills. So I've got one rule today. And that is that I want you to really listen to my lesson. Try not to just skip through to the tasks because I really want you to look at how I model it and really make sure you understand it. Okay, so please follow that rule today, Year 5. So we're going to start with a little bit of total recall. Now this total recall will help you in the lesson. So in your maths books, I'd like you to write out your times tables in full. So 0 times 3 equals 1 times 3 equals. For bronze, I'd like you to do the 3, 4 and the 5 times tables. For silver, I'd like you to do the 6, 7, 8 and 9 times table. And for gold, I'd like you to have a look at this speed tables chart. Set yourself a 3-minute timer and see how many you can fill in. You are going to have to use your inverse operations to work out some of the top row because you don't know what you've got to times the number by. Okay, if you've been doing bronze for multiplication, then stick with the bronze total recall today. If you've been doing silver up for multiplication, then do the silver one. If you've done gold or challenge, have a go at that speed table. Okay, off you go. Right, let's go through the answers. So I'd like you to tick and fix here. So if you've done bronze or silver, I want you to look at this multiplication chart and tick if you got your answers correct. Now you can log on to your Teams account, go into files and download this multiplication square if you need it today. But actually all of the questions in bronze are based on the 3, 4 and 5 times table. All of the silver ones are based on the 7, 8 and 9 times table as well. So now you've written them down, you will be able to answer those questions. Okay, here's the gold speed tables chart. Tick and fix what you got correct. If you got any wrong, you can change them. And well done if you completed all of those, especially in 3 minutes. Okay, so today we're going to start off looking at short multiplication again. Now, as you can see, bronze task is to use short multiplication with the 3, 4 and 5 times table. So that's why I wanted you to write them down in your book so that you can concentrate on the method and not worry too much about getting the calculation right. So I'm going to show you this on my visualizer now. So I'm going to demonstrate bronze for you. So bronze, we're going to start with 5 times and we go to the ones column first. So 5 times 4 is 20. Now we can't put 20 in this column because this is like the ones column, the tens column and the hundreds column, and we can't put 20 in the ones column. So what do we have to do? We have to exchange up. Now we're not going to put the 20 in there because we need to just add it on in a minute. If you get a bit confused with that, always go, and you've got a 2-digit number, always go under the line first, then go into the ones column. And if you imagine this number like squeezed back together, it would say 20. It wouldn't say 0, 2. So you've done the ones column. Now you're going to go 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, but we need to add those 2 on. So that's 12. Remember to cross them off when you've done. And again, remember, you can't put 2 digits in one place value column. So we're exchanging up. 5 times 6 is 30. Add on the 1 is 31. Now, as you can see, I put 31 in here. Okay, I put it straight into the next place value column, the thousands column. I didn't put it under the line. Now, I could have put it on under the line and said 5 times 0 is nothing. Add on the 3 is 3. But because I know I've come to the end of my calculation, you can just put it straight in the next place value column. Let's do another one just to make sure we're really confident. 4 times 2. Well, I know that's 8. 4 times 3. If I'm not sure on 4 times 3, I can look back at my total recall because I wrote my 3 and my 4 times table out, so that could help me. 4 times 3 is 12. We can't put 2 digits in one place value column, so we're going to exchange up. Make sure that when you slide the number back together, it says 12 and not 21. 4 times 4 is 16. I must remember to add that 1 on. 17. Now I know this is my last calculation, so it can go into the next place value column. It doesn't have to go under the line. Well done. Okay, let me go back and show you the bronze task. So these are the questions for bronze today. I'd like you to lay them out in your book just as I've shown you. I am expecting to see, and so are your other Year 5 teachers, that the calculations are correct because you've written out your 3, 4 and your 5 times table. If you didn't do that, rewind the video and go and write them down from that multiplication chart. Okay, and that will help you make sure that you get your answers correct. And remember to add on anything you've exchanged up. If you think, oh, that feels a little bit too easy, Mrs. Lee, maybe just do 2 or 3 of them and then move on and do silver. Or you can just start straight on silver, which I'll now explain. So silver is short multiplication with a 7, 8 and 9 times table, which I've made you write out in your total recall. It's 4 digits times a single digit. This is the Year 5 expectation that you can multiply a 4-digit number by a single digit. So really make sure that you can do this, okay? Let me demonstrate how we do some silver. Okay, here's the first silver calculation that was on the smartboard. We've got 8 times 7. Now I know that 7 eighths, 8 times 7 is 56. Again, just like bronze, I'm not going to put 2 numbers in the same place value column. It needs to go under the line. When I slide them back together, it needs to say 56 and not 65. So make sure you look at that number and that you've got it correct. Then we've got 8 times 5 is 40. Add on the 5 is 45. Okay, now we've got 8 times 3, 8, 16, 24. But I need to add on this 4 as well, so that's going to be 28. There is no shame in writing your times table out to help you, and you could do that in a test. You could just jot it down the side, your 8 times table, and then you're really confident that you can concentrate on the method. Okay, and 8 times 1 is 8, add on the 2 is 9. No, it isn't, it's 10. 8 times 1 is 8, add on the 2 is 10. Now you can put a comma in there if you want to help you read the number. So you've got 10,856. Let's do another one silver just to make sure we're really confident. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 4 is 24. Add on the 4 is 28. 6 times 9. Oh, I know what I could do for that one. I could do 6 times 10 is 60. And then I'm going to take a group of 6 away. So I used to use my number bonds to 10. So 6 and 4 make 10. So it's 54. Add on my 2. 56. 6 times 2 is 12. Add on the 5 is 17. We're at the end of my place value columns to multiply by 6, so I can just pop it in the next one. 17,682. Okay. Well done for listening and not moving on until you're ready. Now remember, silver is Year 5 expectation. So before moving on to gold, it might be a good idea to do 3 or 4 of these calculations. If you can do it, you will speed through these really quickly. Okay, so it'd be a good idea to do 3 or 4 of these calculations just to prove to yourself you can do it without any silly mistakes. If you're 100% confident with that, I'd like you to move on to gold. So gold is short multiplication but missing number problems. I've written this missing number calculation on my piece of paper and I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate, model how we would solve this. Okay, it's over here. So we've got 4 times 7. Well, 4 times 7 is 28, but they haven't put the 20 in. Okay, so that's number one. You need to look at what needs to be exchanged up. So now we know it's 28. You can see I'm using a different colour here as well. If you want to use a different colour pen or a pencil to show the bits that are missing, you can. Now I've got 4 times something is 4. Well, 4 times 1 is 4. Oh, but then we've got to add the 2 on and that make that 6. So that's not going to work. I know what I can do. Because I've got to add the 2 on, I'm going to use my inverse operation and I'm going to subtract the 2 from the 4 to help me. So 4 take away 2 is 2. So I'm going to think about this being 2 now. So 4 times something is 2. Wait a second, there is no 2. 2 is not a multiple of 4. It's not in the 4 times table. Oh, but it could mean that I've got to exchange up. So now I'm looking for, let me write this down to get it clear in my head. I'll do it up here. 4 times something equals, this is the tens column, this is the ones column. The ones column has to equal a 2. Because we've done 4 take away 2, so we know that that needs to be a 2, so we can add the 2 on to make it 4. Okay, let's try my 4 times table. I'm going to stop when I get to a multiple that has a 2 in the ones column. 4, 8, 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Before I write down 3, though, I'm just going to see whether that will work on the next calculation, because I know the next bit. So if that's a 3... that would be 12, add on the 2 would be 14, there'd be a 1 under here. And then it would be 4 times 6 is 24, add 1 is 25. Oh, it's not got a 7 in the ones column, so it can't be 3 times 4. Okay, so it's worth thinking ahead or doing it in pencil so you can rub it out, or just put a cross through it and rewrite the calculation if you get it wrong. I'm going to keep going with my multiples of 4 and find a multiple of 4 that has a 2 in the ones column. 4, 8, 12, it's not that one, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. 4 times 8 is 32. That could work, couldn't it? I'm just going to put 8 up here just to remind me. So 4 times 8 would be 32. 4 times 8 would be 32. Add on the 2 would be 34. Let's check. So we'd have to exchange up the 3. 4 times 6 is 24. Add on the 3, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yes, that works. So this digit must be 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. Add on the 2 is 34. Can you see that? Now you've got 4 times 6 is 24. Add on the 3 is 27. Let's put that 2, let's exchange up 27. Now we've got 4 times something is 34 because it's our last calculation. So 4 times something equals 34. Well, 34 isn't a multiple of 4. I know what we need to do. We have to add on 2, don't we? So what am I going to do? I'm going to use the inverse operation. I'm going to take that 2 off 32 so that I can add it back on. So, 34. So 34 take away 2 is 32. So if I think of this as 32, 4 times 8 is 32. Add on the 2 is 34. Both of my missing digits were 8. Now you can see the processes that you have to do to get those correct goals. You have to work through it and you have to be prepared to get it wrong, like I did with 12. But instead of writing it in, just check it, move on to the next calculation you need to do. And remember that on gold, none of the exchanges up have been put under the line for you. Let me show you your gold task. So here's your gold calculations today. Okay, so the missing number is where the little line is. If I was you, I would do the missing numbers in different colours. Maybe at the end, once you've got the calculation right, you could go over it or shade it very lightly with a coloured pencil. Okay, remember that what's been exchanged up, popped under the line, isn't there, so you're going to have to add that in. Okay, pause the screen and do gold. Okay, Year 5, if you've managed to do gold and you're thinking, I can do this, Mrs. Lee, I've got a couple of challenges for you to have a go at. This is the first one. Ivan, the bank manager, has forgotten the code to enter the underground vault at his bank. He remembers that the code was the result of multiplying a 4-digit number by 3. The 4-digit number Ivan multiplied was made from the digits 0 to 9, where each digit was only used once. The code was a 4-digit number, and one of the digits was repeated twice within the code. So I want you to work out what 4-digit code could be the correct one. There are multiple answers for this, so see if you can find a few that Ivan could have a go at using to open his vault. If you've completed that, I have got a second challenge, but pause the screen here if you need to. So challenge number 2. Louisa, Alfie and Rehan are playing a game. They are multiplying their 4-digit numbers by 6 to see whose answer is closest to 10,000. They each give clues for their 4-digit number. So this is challenge 2. I'd like you to read Louisa, Alfie and Rehan their clues and investigate what their numbers could be and who won the game, who got closest or who could have won the game, who got closest to 10,000. Okay, pause the screen there if you'd like to have a go at challenge 2. Right, let's go through the answers for bronze, silver and gold. For gold, I've just highlighted the correct missing numbers, so it's a bit easier for you to see. Tick and fix. Remember to fix in a different coloured pen so your teacher can see what the mistakes you've made. Pause the screen to check your answers. Okay, let's go through gold answers, challenge answers. So there are various answers for both of them. Here's some examples. Well done if you got those. If your one isn't there, then make sure you send it to your teacher and they will check for you if you got that calculation correct. Tick and fix what you've got. Well done. And remember, Year 5, that we love to see your work. So please share this work with us on Teams today or at some point in the week. We're going to carry on with multiplication using written methods for the rest of the week. And then on Friday, we'll be setting a team quiz to see if we can really master multiplication. So the plan is, can you beat your score from the last Teams quiz on Friday? Okay, so work really hard to make sure that you master this skill this week. Okay, have a lovely day, Year 5. Thank you for listening. Bye.